All right. And so finding any sort of comfortable position, maybe some of us are sitting in a chair with the soles of the feet on the ground, which I highly recommend. If you are in a chair, that your feet can touch the ground. And then maybe some of us are taking this sitting on a meditation cushion or a blanket, or you can even take this lying down, but just be mindful, it can get quite relaxing. And then together we can release the palms onto our thighs or knees if they're not already there. And we're going to inhale and lift the shoulders up, back, and down, releasing it down the back body. And then at your own time, let's go ahead and close the eyes and bring our attention inward. So take a moment here to arrive in this experience, feeling the support of the earth or chair underneath your tailbone, noticing that groundedness, that connection. You can even visualize and imagine that you have little roots growing out from underneath your tail or maybe underneath the feet, depending on where you're taking this practice. So really this visualization of the roots is a way to begin our practice in a very secure and grounded way. Beautiful. An invitation to expand your awareness to the entirety of the body and take a moment to notice what you may be experiencing here. Noticing if there are any areas of tension or perhaps areas of relaxation. And not judging any of it, not trying to make it go away, but actually just bringing a deeper clarity, a deeper awareness. And trying to get out of the mind state of trying to fix and change and instead just allowing what is to be in this moment, right? That's not to say that after we get up from our practice, we can't go back to our lives, but allow this to be a genuine pause in the name of self-care and self-preservation. Beautiful. And then slowly together, let's take a moment to notice what's happening in our emotional space and permission to be human here. And we're going to actually have an extended version of this after our breath work, but we just want to start with a very quick scan of the general emotions or feelings that you may be holding on to right now. And again, authenticity and humanity, allow yourself to experience what is arising in this moment. Not needing to make yourself wrong for feeling any one particular emotion. If it helps, you can label that emotion as best as you can, or you can just notice it and its sensations and feelings as it arises in the body. Beautiful, everyone. And then we'll transition to notice what's happening in the mind. And you can almost imagine that you're sitting in an empty theater and your thoughts are being projected on the screen in front of you. And instead of trying to tell the main character what to do or change or control anything, can we actually just take a step back and be the observer of those thoughts? And if at any moment you notice yourself getting lost in the narrative and the story, continue to come back to your seat. Notice the tailbone resting on the chair or the support of your cushion or blanket. Open yourself up to being this vessel that receives all of this feedback, from the body, the mind, and the emotional space, understanding exactly where you are in this moment, or at least attempting to. Sometimes it's not quite as black and white. Beautiful, everybody. So now we're going to transition into our breath work, and we're going to take a breath practice that is incredible anytime we feel stressed or overwhelmed. So it's going to be a very, very nice and grounding practice that is aimed at activating our parasympathetic nervous system. And so we're going to inhale on a count of 4 and exhale on a count of 6. I will count you down the first few times, and then I will indicate when to count on your own. So we're going to inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue to breathe in this way, inhaling on a count of 4 and exhaling on a count of 6. If that feels too unnatural or constricting, you can adjust as needed. For instance, inhaling on a count of 3 and exhaling on a count of 4 or 5. Totally up to you if you want to adjust that. Really, what we're aiming for is that longer exhalation. And if at any point you lose count of the breath, that is generally a good indicator that your mind has wandered. And so when you notice your mind wandering with compassion, bring your awareness and anchor it back into the counting of the breath. And I want to emphasize it does not at all matter how many times your mind wanders. What's most important is the amount of times that we consciously choose to bring our awareness back into the counting of the breath. Allow that to be your anchor. And for those of us that are a little bit more visual in nature, permission to adopt this visualization so you can imagine that with each and every inhalation, your inhale is like a wave, an ocean wave, as it comes towards shore, covering sand and little particles and shells and whatnot. And as you exhale, that wave retreats back towards the ocean. And so you can imagine that if you have any sort of particular experiences, areas of tension, emotions, self limiting beliefs that you wish to release, know that that is a wonderful way of navigating this visual. So imagining that those little particles of stress are taken back into the ocean, the vastness of everything. So let's take 3 more controlled breaths in this way. Beautiful, everyone. And after your third and final breath, coming back into the space, releasing any form of breath control. And now let's just breathe deeply into the belly, naturally inhaling in and exhaling out. So deep belly breath that doesn't feel comfortable, breathing into the rib cage and doing a deep rib cage breath. And as you do so, I invite you to open up the door once again to your emotions. And so, once again, ask yourself, what am I experiencing in this moment? What emotions are present? And once you label these emotions, are you able to notice where in the body you may be experiencing them? And that's okay if you can't. These are all just invitations of curiosity for you to play around with. So, noticing if these emotions have an origin or a space in which they live in the body, noticing if they are a specific color, or if you were to assign a color to them, what would they look like? What color would they be? What texture would they have? Understanding that these emotions are happening within us, and we're simply becoming curious and aware of them in this moment, not making any one of them wrong, and allowing our most authentic expression to shine through. If these emotions or this emotion were a weather pattern, what weather pattern would it be? Would it be rainy? Would it be sunny? Would it be overcast, snowing? And know that our emotions can change as much as the weather changes from moment to moment, from day to day. So understanding the impermanence even in that. Beautiful, everyone. So taking a few more moments to wrap up your reflection without any judgment for how it went, just allowing yourself to notice and be present, celebrating yourself for simply showing up and being here. And you can once again connect to the visual of the ocean wave For if there are any emotions that you wish to release into the water, you can visualize that with your next inhalation and exhalation, allowing yourself to let something go if that is in resonance. Beautiful. And then I'll invite you to place both of your palms onto your chest. So it doesn't matter if the left palm goes on top of the right or vice versa. And taking a moment to share a little bit of love and compassion with yourself. Thank yourself for showing up here, for partaking in this practice of self-care and self-preservation, this practice of recharging your batteries. Allowing that love to resonate inward, to fill every nook and cranny. And then invitation now to allow that love, compassion, peace, safety to ripple out to all beings everywhere, and especially those that are experiencing great amounts of suffering and loss. May we remember that we are all human, and rippling out love, compassion, safety, peace to all beings everywhere. I'm giving you a moment here to add any sort of personal intention or touches. Visualizing that love and compassion flow out through the heart space and into the world. Beautiful, everyone. And so knowing that you can stay in this practice if you would like to, if you're ready to transition out, you can release your palms down, and we'll take one more deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, to seal in our practice. And at your own time, you can blink your eyes open and come back into the space. Thank you for practicing today.